Tremendous work, friend. Here I was readying a daring maneuver, and you've come and saved...
Symptoms detected. Elevated heart rate, dilated pupils, increased sweat...
I'm not terrified, you bucket of... The one and only. Wait, who's asking? Wanda didn't send you, did she? I wager she told you to say that, the sly old bird. I swear, land on Groundbreaker even a moment tardy, and that... You tell her these automechs are coming, and sending a hired stooge to rescue me from certain peril only furthers my delay. No offense. Meds, I'm guessing. Pirates love bits, and unlabeled meds are worth a bundle. Supposed to be for the Groundbreaker, but... Not a damned one. Well, I've got some repairs to do. Thankfully, then to the... You saved me the cost of ammunition. Thanks, pal.
Cost of ammunition? You're dying, dumbass. Alright. I guess they're gone. Oh shit. Anyways, welcome back. We are at Stellar Bay. I'm just... Okay, so where the hell am I? Oh. Oh, I need to drink. That's for sure.
Hey, hold on there. I gotta sign you in. Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still... You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-road traffic. Us being cut off by the board and all. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna in Halcyon. Please state your name for the records. Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill. We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook. And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago. Mr. Sandra will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you? Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor. I got this Rizzo's Rangers Tossball poster coming in on the next sublight shipment. Signed by... Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in? That's Bertie Holcomb. Only one of the... Everyone's heard of him. Even on Monarch. On account of him being the best hacker who ever played? Well, Holcomb's had a lot of nicknames over his career. Before that, he was the Slick Stick, because a shot... Whatever you say. I couldn't really say, I'm just a fan. But the fan... Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss...
Okay. So I'm gonna do that side coast as well. But let me just go here first, see what's going on here. Who's around here? Anyone? Boy. Anybody? Okay, I figured. Look what I found, guys. Heavy ammo. All right. You know, now we're talking actually.
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here, light years from Earth, going about our lives.
Every time the punch clock peals, a work...
Well, well. Enjoy. If you plan on sitting through Nyoka's stories, you might could use a few.
I could use a few and tell it.
Now what can I do for you? Anyone who spends any amount of time in this bar is bound to get to know Nyoka. And I don't mean anyone who's rid us of as many beasts as you have is entitled to a few drinks. Something else I could... Not since Amber Heights. Bunch of marauders broke into the executive compound, slaughtered everyone. Corporations pulled out of Monarch not long after. I thought everyone knew, but then that was 10 years ago. Still feels fresh to us every time we look at our walls, though. But it had a fancy ring to it. Name's the first advertising anyone sees, after all. Nope. But...
Wait, what was the... What? No, that's the... Is it here?
Could I get another drink, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it. Next to the others, sir. Greetings. What can I do for you? You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse. But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long... Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right. Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really. So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going. Sort of the strong... Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And... Would you? I'd appreciate that so much. Maybe don't tell him I wanted you to ask. Just that you met this really nice lady named Celia, and she... Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slow. He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no... Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises. You think that's what I'm looking for? You're funny. Not in Stellar Bay. Everyone else who isn't taken either smells like... Besides, a man with a good smile and a proportionate upper to lower body ratio isn't so... Sorry.
Well, noob. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you...
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can
You've often posed the...
Clear my schedule. This newcomer had... Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review?
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo? Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me. But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna. Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but... Surviving alone isn't as easy. Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off. We've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such a... Yes, freedom is a...
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious...
On our turn.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our...
It's a two-pronged approach. The first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended. With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
In the old arms building southwest of town, which... Saying what? Which way? That's just what it's called. It's supposed to stand for something, but... Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Okay.
What can I do for you? Then it's good that I keep such meticulous... I've asked myself the same thing many times. Not intentionally, but for many years this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. As you may have noticed, this planet has more than its share. And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, MSI's leadership at the time. But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up. It's humane, but it's also good business sense. And create... Oh, well, there were surely other junior executives with more open minds, though none of them had the temperament to handle the paperwork. But I was keeping my tone flat and maintaining eye contact. You weren't supposed to notice I was avoiding the subject.
This is why you've never been good with presentations.
Very well. Many, many years ago, Graham Bryant and I used to be... Indeed. MSI's then leadership wasn't enthusiastic. They insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2 along with everyone else. Yes, some of us stayed behind. I moved forward with our planned reforms, as well as our strategy to assume own. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages. I don't know. Everything we did was legal. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly... Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources. To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community, and being cut off means... I'm not a man to put pride before... If membership on the board can ease our... Besides...
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Yes, it'll be easier to My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed. It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or for the greater good. Yes, making... As far as I'm concerned, the less said about... I thought reforms would be enough. What can I do for you? I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff? Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feed... What else can I do for you?
Alright guys, welcome back. So... Oh... Not here, maybe here? Let me just... Okie dokie. Alright. Next. Oh. I'll see about that. What is this?
Wrap musk and canid eyes, right here.
Who the hell is this guy?
Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in Raptidon tongue? You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh Oh, good. Celia hasn't come by in a few days, so I haven't... You look... Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days. I hope it's working okay, because no one else really seems interested. Nice of you to say. Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount, hmm? Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady. But if you sound pretty sure. And she is? Okay, I'll do it.
Oh, thank you, sir. Let me just do this real quick so I can get some experience.
Okay, but how did he say it? Did he sound excited? Was he like, yay, a date with Celia? I've secretly been waiting for this. Not to worry. If I never buy another Raptidon... anyhow.
Alright. See? That's why I wanted that. No, I'm gonna put mostly in dialogue and a lot in... Yeah. Except I can choose another perk here, guys.